Assalamu alaikum, brothers and sisters. Sulaiman Rahim here, Master of the Covenant, breaker of 7 seals. Brothers and sisters, fear comes in many forms, but the bottom line to fear is loss of control. Loss of control causes fear. We've been in a state of fear for several hundred years. So I'm going to talk about a couple of things, brothers and sisters. I'll see if I can make things as clear as possible. It's all about energy management. Everything's energy. See? Now, as the gods, we manage the energy. We can't control it. We manage it. Energy management. The energy, that's a function of the universe. Contracting, expanding. Contract, expand. We can't control that. But we can manage it. Give it quality. Energy management. Now, we have several tribes, all of it that represents humanity. Several tribes. The tribe of Shabazz, right? Levite tribe, Hindi tribe, so forth, right? Okay. So, in time of energy deprivation, we had energy management on a what's that, not national, but a global scale. You see, because they said, okay, since we to maintain our form now, our structure, we don't have enough energy to control anything else. Just enough to control our structure. That's why we're still here, our structure. We was able to maintain that. But other nations weren't able to maintain it. See? We see the Ishmaelites, they turn white, right? And so forth, so on. And with Dr. Yaqub, he said, okay, he took his tribe. Now these people in his tribe, the tribe that he was managing, let me change the top of this, brothers and sisters. Turn this off. Their tribe was the lowest of the tribes. They had never ruled. They had never ruled at all, okay? They was the lowest of the tribes. Tribe Shabazz was a superior tribe, top tribe. Some call it tribe of Judah. Right? Okay. So, to maintain our form, let me put it another way. You know, as creation, I don't want to go too deep in this, brothers and sisters, but as I said, as the universe expanded, we kept giving life to different forms. There was lower forms to maintain our main form. As tension, you know, the universe expands like a rubber band, right? So if we we let things go to maintain our main form, right? And then at some point we couldn't do that, so we separated into two beings, male and female. But to maintain that structure, we said we're not going any lower than that. We kept bringing smaller, weaker, less structural beings from us, right? Plants, animal, whatever, you know, fish, whatever. All the time maintain our basic structure, our core DNA. Now I'm trying to give it to you on a scientific way, brothers and sisters. Maintain our core DNA, right? Now, in the separation of the male and the female, the male to male and female, the male still kept, because he's got both X and the Y. The female just has the X. Or like somebody say, whatever. To maintain, right, that core structure. Because once you lose, it's gone. So at the end, we get down to, at maximum contraction, that form is threatened. Because we don't have enough energy, right, to do anything else, just enough to maintain that form. Maintain that form. The male and the female. Just enough. All other tribes, right, they didn't have enough to do that. So-called Native Americans, right? Everybody had different ways to try it, but they couldn't do it. We was the only one able to maintain that form. Because when the universe starts contracting again, you can't add form if you don't have it. If you anything about calculus, that's a principle there. See, you have to have the DNA. Then you can, right, enhance it, whatever, but you can't add DNA that you don't have. See? So we have, Tribe of Shabazz here that went through Holocaust has the core DNA. Core DNA of the first being. The core DNA, still have it. Other tribes don't. Esau is closest. They have almost all. And that's what, okay, understanding that. But maker own the cream of the planet Earth, God, universe. So what happens is that we say, okay, we don't have, so what we do, they had the weaker tribe, right? They gave most of their core DNA. That's the Dr. Yakub. He grafted them out, right? Okay. And they lost major parts of, it's still, that's somewhere between the beast and humanity. But they was able to rule. Like I said, I was raised up a beast out of the earth that would speak to you, because they didn't have much structure, so they had a lot of energy, but we had to keep teaching them discipline by sending prophets and messengers to them, saying, you got to obey this law if you want to stay in power. And every time they disobeyed it, they kept falling, because it's discipline times energy or pressure that equals power. Understand that. So the point is, we were still managing energy on a global level. Because it's okay, we can't, we manage it amongst the nations. So it's okay, we put them in charge. And they'll control the quality of the energy. And that's what Dr. Yakub promises, says, if you go through this process, you'll rule. Now whether he told me he limited or not, I don't know. But he said, you will be in charge. See, if you go through this process, because remember, they came out of us. Understand that. I got a little, let's see, let's get a hand up here. Okay, I'm trying to, see. Oh, I see. There's a problem here. I don't know how to do this. Okay, what does it do with it? Like it is. Okay. So it's still energy management. And so it's okay, manage amongst the nations, okay. You're going to be in control of the energy. You're going to give quality of this period of time. And that's what happened. See? But they weaker quality because they're of lower structure. They cannot give the quality we have it because they don't have that. They don't have that. They with weaker structure, you can't produce something that's greater structure than you are. You can't bring something out of your mind that's greater than your mind. So make, measure, shed blood. That's the level of their mentality. And they're always going to make, measure, shed blood. They can't help. That's their nature because they are lower structure. The problem is we have it disciplined see, we had to keep discipline so they would have to. Otherwise, they'd be useless because we wanted to have power. We wanted them to control things to keep it from going, going to just chaos. But it'd be a weak, make men shed blood. It'd be a weak nation, right? It'd be a weak reality they bring in, but it'd still be, civilization. But a bad civilization is better than no civilization. That's why we looked at it. And then plus, we said, okay, because we make it on a creative planet, we control everything. But we said we're going to use this to our advantage because the pressure they put, right, will keep us not only maintain our base core DNA, but would enhance it to make it the best it could be. So transform a coal to a diamond. See, when you transform coal, you don't change its nature. You don't. It still has the same nature. It still made the same kind of protons and atoms and everything else. It's just enhanced because they both. You put them in a furnace, they can burn the same way. It burns like coal. It's just you took the structure and you took it and enhanced it. But you couldn't give it a structure that's superior. You understand? Give it something that it didn't have. You just make that structure itself, the cold structure, enhance it. You can't transform like an apple into an orange. It's a whole different nature. But you can make the apple the best it can be. And that's what he did. And so, by we going to the Holocaust, it enhanced us, see, to the best we could be. Transform coal into diamonds. Because if you look at the chemical structure of coal and diamonds, it's the same. It's just that the atom is reorganized in such a way that it's right, more enhanced, greater structure. Well, it's enhanced, right? See, so. So for instance, you can't turn white into black, right? But you make black as it can be, right? Maybe that's too simple. Energy management. So that's what I'm going to talk about. I'm going to keep it short, but that's what I'm going to talk about, energy management. Because that's what it's all about, brothers and sisters. So we said, okay, we have a bad civilization, but have better no civilization. Because if I go into details about it, it's not that complicated. But because energy deprivation, you start having deserts. One of the reasons why it says global warming, but it's getting cold in some place like in Florida. It was cold in Florida. That I looked up there, cold Florida was like 50-something degrees. And wow, because the polar caps, north and south pole, they're real ice, solid ice. Why? Energy deprivation. There was less energy, so the world started cooling down. Started having deserts, right? And things like that. And a lot of water got caught up in the north and south because it was frozen. So the water levels went down. Like I said, you had deserts, and the earth couldn't produce as much food anymore. That's one of the reasons why you need civilization, because there wasn't enough food for everybody. And so Adam was put in control of the food. So by Adam being in control of the food, right, now he had control of you because you needed food. And so you go to Adam. So he starts capitalism and democracy, all that stuff, Christian. All that is an aspect of energy deprivation, because now that stuff is falling apart because it won't work in the new system. It'd be so much food everywhere. You don't have to work for anybody if you don't want. You won't work anybody. There won't be any jobs. In that sense, capitalism was, because there was systems that were designed it because he had the power, so he controlled the food. There was enough, so he had to. If you wanted food, you had to do what he wanted you to do. It worked for him. And then you had Christianity to justify it. They had democracy, right? Had a consensus. Anyway, those are systems for this reality that's fading fast. Okay? So new reality is coming in, right? But this fear factor right here is because they're losing control of. They had a 6,000 year run. Now the run is over, so to speak. Right? In a way, you can say it that way actually, because there's 6,000 years. 4 times 6,000 years, 24,000 years. That's approximately each earthly cycle. There's four seasons every. I don't go too much detail of that, brothers and sisters, but their season's over. It's a new season now coming in. And they're losing control. That means they're fearing. They start fearing. And the fear is increasing. And so what you look out here now, you see fear. But you recognize that's fear. They try to disguise it as something else. What you see is fear. You see in Trump, he's the man of fear. He's the last, right? He's their last hope. Because he's telling you, I'm going to get rid of fear. I'm going to solve your fear for you. But let's move on, brothers and sisters. Okay. So I want to see, let's look at this quickly. Men's hearts fail for fear for looking at those things that are coming upon the earth. And you understand the angel key? You can't understand any of this stuff without the angel key. And this key explains all of this. Right? In that regard, you see a guy out there where he got, they show the females too, those are Photoshop, because I was showing my wife, this woman had muscle, her leg muscle was bigger than my whole body, right? I'm saying, how'd she get her panties on? There's no way she got them all with the legs like that. I know, it was Photoshop. I mean, she was bigger than a Hulk. Anyway, the problem is that those guys that got that hot, the ones that's real, you know how much energy it takes to do that? How much energy it takes? That means they had to have a lot of energy. You could have done that in a hard class. You couldn't. Even if the devil lets you go off and lift weights, you couldn't have done that because you didn't have the energy to do it. But now he shows you how much energy we have. He's an icon of how much energy we have. I can tell you, the only problem is we just don't control it. Those people have a lot of. It takes a lot of energy to do that. That's on the physical side. Right? But what you can't see, like those clowns on the weekend, stuff you can't see here. See that's the physical. You can look at it. But here, only thing you look at is what comes out of here. The society, the reality, the buildings. But you can't actually see. You see the result. You see? So it takes more energy to, right? I mean, for the angel, for instance, it tells you right there, the angel takes, in other words, if you was to take and translate the mind into look like one of those bodies, he'd be maybe 2 or 3 times bigger than one of those guys. Because that's the energy it takes to solve this thing. That's why no one's able to do it. Only a lamb could do it. See? That's why people ain't able to do it, because they're not, oh man, I'm going to gym, but he don't show anything. So I mean, he's not really going to the gym. He's going to the gym. He's just laying around and eating, chewing gum and watching everybody. Because if he was going to the gym, you start seeing those muscles. See what I'm saying? If he's going and really putting 100% in here, after a while you're going to start seeing those muscles build up. You see what I'm saying? Same thing. If the angel is the gym, that's the best gym on the planet right now, because that's building these muscles, because it takes more energy than what they have to lift the angel. But you can't see it. Or you can see, if he lift that means he lift that verse, that means he can lift. Right? You say, he can lift 100 pounds, he can lift 200 pounds, 300 pounds. You can see that. But then you say you got verses, you got different levels. And say, if he can't lift any level, that means he ain't going to the gym at all. He's not using any energy to build muscle. He may be going there and looking around, watch TV or something, but he ain't going there to lift. Because after a while, he lived, okay, man, he's lifting 10 pounds. He came here, he couldn't lift anything. Now he's lifting 20 pounds. Now he's lifting 50 pounds. Now he's lifting 100 pounds. And he put 3 or 4 years in there, man. After a while, man, he put 3 or 4 years standing. Oh, man, he can lift 100 pounds. Maybe 200. But he spent 4 years in there and he ain't lifting a goddamn thing. I mean, he ain't lifting anything. Not lifting anything. But after the gym, you don't see any result. That means he's not lifting anything. You'll see something. If you understand that. See? So this fear right here is, this is talking about the devils, right? Europeans, they're losing control now because the winners. And so the fear is increasing. And we understand that. You got to understand the motivating force, what's going on behind the scenes. I'm going to talk about it a little bit. I'm going to have to do a several section because it took me all day long to work with this thing. It takes me a lot of time to put these things together, brothers and sisters. And I made it sometimes. I look and said, I want to go, and then I look at 3 hours, man. I waste all the time. It's not wasted, but, right? And then you just put maybe an hour and a half, 2 hours. That's 5 hours right there. I spent 4 or 5 hours at the gym, and I said, and watch, man, time sure goes fast. I said, well, yeah, well, he's, right? But in the powers of heaven is shaken. So in other words, if you understand that, you understand what's going on. The fear is increasing. But if you understand what are they looking at? See? Because the problem is, what's their greatest enemy right now is you. Because you bring a new reality. You bring in the spring. And they know that. And once they see the spring sun come on the horizon, everything to block it, you know, that's the end of them. Because false Israel is what they set up to block you. We'll move on a little further. Move on to that. So let me talk a couple of things here. Okay, so let me focus on here first. Let's talk about this. See this? I'm talking about, it's like get somebody to the gym and you got to push them in the gym and then you help them lift the weight. But they ain't doing it. That's pushmobiles. See? Pushmobiles, they're not self-starters. You got to push them all the time. So what's the benefit? No benefit to you. Especially, and when they step on the brakes, you push them, they step on the damn brakes. It's bad enough they're neutral, but now they got the damn brakes on. And you pushing them, that's why they ain't going nowhere. If they had the brakes on, at least they'd roll or something. They ain't fooling anybody but themselves. See? Because once Suleiman opened the gym up, the gym was closed because nobody could get into it. He had the keys to the gym. Once he opened that gym up, hey, then doors open, you get in there and you can work out. But so far, nobody's working out. I got people coming to look it in. Hey man, yeah, man, that's nice. I like this gym, man. They want to sit and talk about it. Hey, I love this weights, I love all this stuff, man. They talk in the language, and that's it. But see, that's the problem for them, because gym is a throwaway. It's like the ladder. Now you talk about respect and everything, right? See, it took enormous amount of energy. Like I said, it took enormous amount of energy for those guys to build that muscle like that. He had total commitment. So it takes much more energy for the angel. It takes energy. Everything that I've revealed to you, it took a lot of energy to figure those things out. Some of it was heartbreaking. Some of it, I tell you, some of those things, it took me years to kind of get to because I didn't realize I had to understand. Like some of those things I could understand because I had to first figure out how Daniel worked, and then because it was an old flow from there. And then when I figured this, then that showed me how to figure it out. Like the one I'm going to talk about today, right? I went around circle for that for quite a while until okay, that's why. And they want me to use the other key for this one. Yeah, I didn't know, but it takes full concentration, a lot of energy, and total focus, and the fact that you see them doing this. Well, maybe maybe you got well, if you're a fool or idiot, then you won't see it because a fool can't see above itself. Neither can an idiot. So they can appreciate what you've done because they're too stupid, right? But that's what it took. And so you say respect. If you don't respect that, see, if you deserve respect, people don't give it to you, that shows they're a fool. If people give you respect you don't deserve, then what's that all about? See? So it's about gratitude, those type of things. I mean, they don't know the hell they talk about to begin with. See? That's what I got to talk about because they don't know what's going on. All the stuff going on in the world, and now it took them spent 2 weeks talking about gratitude and we'll move on, brothers and sisters. Okay. So. Okay, let's move on to something else here. Let's see here. Oh, energy management. Let's look at this in here. See here? Now these got a problem here, see? So that makes it a little larger. See here? Now, his energy management is mismanaged. He lets somebody else manage his energy for him. So that's consequently that's the situation. He got hit somebody's behind. Because if you understand the basic if the angel is just telling you, I'd say it's all about energy management. When you boil it all down, it comes to energy management. Right? And so we couldn't manage our personal energy. Right? We couldn't manage our personal energy. And we'll make a change here, brothers and sisters. So we manage on a national level, global level, right, by I guess I can leave it like that. On a global level, by putting Adam in charge, it's okay. We still manage energy. We say, okay, like your supervisor, okay, I want you to handle this. So give it to Adam. So we put on that level because we couldn't manage it personally. But now we're in a position where we can handle it personally. See? So, because the energy management is going to be a reflection of what's here. A reflection of what's here. Your reality is a reflection of what's here. So if you have nothing here, then you don't know how to control your energy. Someone else controls it for you. You can't leave nothing's out of control, bro. Says everything is in control about one thing or another. If you're controlling your energy, someone else controlling it. Like when you have children, you control the energy of their energy until you get enough that they're going to take it from you, but they control it themselves because they don't know how to control it. Once they get old enough and they start controlling it, it's not much you can do. So you try to train them so how to do it, so they'll keep doing that particular way that you train them. You understand? So this person here, he let Master control his energy. So Master, you guys hit up Master's ass because Master controls energy for him. See? Master's feeding them, clothing them, welfare, Section 8, feeding his family, telling them where they can live. Because he don't know how to do it, or afraid to do it, or whatever. It may be a part of fear, it may be fear, just plain stupidity. But that's the result of it. Master's controlling manage your energy. And that's why he wants us to stay here, because, like I said, if you understand that your children have certain energy you have, but you control it, you might want to keep his children around. Because now, man, look, I got a lot of money. I can live in a mansion, all this stuff, right? Because you got all this energy, right? I bet you could be a fool and say, oh, well, you could use the energy for your benefit. Then you create negative energy for yourself. Because instead of using it for the benefit of your children, you control using it for yourself. You're mismanaging it. You understand? It's all about energy management. So if you don't manage it, if he manage it, right, he will have your head up his ass. Because he's going to manage it for his favor, to his benefit, not to yours. The more ignorant you are, right, the more he, right? Because like a symbiotic relationship, right? You know, shit is energy, ain't it? Yeah, shit is energy. Food is energy too. So he eat the food and give you the shit. You get the shit farm. You get the gold mine. But I don't know how you, no matter, you may not like it, right? Pigs and animals too, but shit is energy. It's foul energy, but it's energy. And they eating the food and giving you the shit. Got you in welfare, got you in Section 8, got you in projects, all that kind of stuff. Because you gave them control of your energy, period. And they want to keep that, because that they want to that's part of America's power, because they have their energy plus they control ours. Like I said, if you're a parent and all your children get $100 worth of energy per day, you got 10 children, that's $1,000, right? That's $1,000, right? So now you got $1,000 a day you can work with. So you got to get your Lamborghini, man. Everything else. Your kids, man, they going to public school, basic clothes, maybe a daycare center or something, or whatever. Because you live it, because you control it. You build negative energy for yourself, but that's what you're doing. So the devils, right? They control it, so that gives them more energy than all the energy. They control it. And they use us. Make us fight their wars and everything else for them. See? And you got people say, yeah, I love America, man. I was in Gulf War and all that kind of stuff. See? Give your money, you go out, you work for them, you give them money to the preachers and everything, and they come in and enforce this stuff. Because so they're more powerful because they control your energy. And you gave them control of it. Either out of ignorance, or fear, or just plain stupidity. That's what you're doing. And you have no idea what angel, you have no idea what angel message is. You have no idea, because the angel message is about energy management. That's the bottom line. How can you miss that one? So if that's your situation right there, then you have no context with this angel. Because that's what Elijah Muhammad's message was all about. Getting control of your energy management, do for self, getting the hell out of here. So the whole point, message of the covenant, is about energy management. So now we start controlling our own energy. So if you ain't doing that, you get the F out the way, because you're bullshit, you're wasting time, you're push mobile with your brakes on. It's simple. It's not complicated. So if you're in this situation right here, that means you're an idiot, you're weak, you're in fear, or maybe you just like it. Maybe you like eating shit. Maybe you like it. Get used to it. Hey, man. Right? And you say that's false, fake? How many black folks still eating chitlins? How many black folks still eating chitlins? Now, they knew that was bad stuff back there when they was in the fields. And so that's why they stopped getting seasoned, trying to make up hot sauce. Anything they could to cover it up. That's the only thing they eat. That and cow chips. That's what called potato chips now. They stopped calling cow. They didn't have potato chips back then. They have all that kind of stuff. And cow chips. And what cow chips? That was almost better than chitlins in some way. because the cow, I mean, it was cow shit, but it had a lot of grass and stuff in it. And so you was out in the field, I'm hungry, man. If you had enough, even say that, right? And then, okay, grab one of them cow chips out there, boy. Okay. You don't see, and you want to fist bump these people? That's what you hit. And they fed you. Even Oprah, if she got something out there called slave les or whatever, they talk about that. And this is Oprah, and she's probably a demon, and she talks about it. They fed you hog, they fed you chitlins, they fed you just the same as a hog. You wasn't sitting in no, like these stupid movies, you're sitting next to a fireplace, man, you're debating what you're gonna do tomorrow, and you got a fireplace and you're rocking chairs. Bullshit. Had nothing like that. Because like I said, I used to, when I was going to the South, I got relatives in North Carolina, and back during the day, they used to go back and forth, people was close together. And I used to ask them, my great-granduncle, I said, what's going on? They said, you the only one to ask questions around here. But I asked him, what's going on, right? He told me, he says, the house we living in, he was living in a little small white house, right? About 2 bedrooms, I guess, whatever. He said, that was Maxwell's house. I said, really? And he says, well, where did y'all live in? He showed me a little shed. It was no bigger than maybe, I said maybe 3 yards by 3 yards maybe. Something like that, wasn't that big. It was a 2 shed now, at that time, right? But he said they would lock all the slaves up in there at night. No floor, anything. Lock them up there at night. If you had to go to the bathroom, you did it on top of each other. That's what he said. Right? So you can watch those stupid ass movies if you want to. See? So the point is, they fed you just like hogs. You didn't have no fork or nothing. They put it in there just like hogs. You go up there and you ate, right? You might dip it out with your hand, but you ate just like the hogs did. And they poured out slop. And that's what they did. They said, man, we want to make, remember, capitalism, maximum profit, minimum overhead. So what they gave you stuff you throw away. They used to throw away they ate the pig, but they wouldn't eat the pig, hog maws they call it. And they wouldn't eat that. They throw that away. They said, we got these niggas, we give it to them. And they called it what they did call it. If you go back there, they call it shitlings, that's what it is, with an S. And now they say you so damn stupid, right? They say, okay, we'll just take the S off, put a C there, and they still eat it. So you tell me people don't like it, they're still eating the shit, they don't have to. Still eating shit, and everybody knows the shit. Because my father cooked that stuff too before he converted. And you could see the shit right floating in the water. And you could smell it, see the whole house up. So everybody knew it was shit. Because people say, don't argue anybody chitlins, they call it. They still sell at Walmart. So don't tell me, see the guy, they got turned to like it. And so you got some people, oh yeah, I love it, man. I love eating shit, eating massive shit. And so you ain't gonna get them away because they love eating massive shit. You see, they still doing it. Master was raping you and beating you and killing you and everything else, right? He had a cross around his neck. Tell you how Jesus is gonna get your ass if you don't listen to him. And now you walk around, hey man, I got a cross, I love Jesus. That's what somebody Jimmy Smart, man. He saw this devil with a cross. Like, oh man, I see you, man. You know about my church? He told me. I said, man, oh man, I go to a certain church and we do all this and everything. I said, are you serious? Because that was the Christianity. That you was an animal. You was supposed to be punished. You was the same thing Farrakhan saying, right? That you were punished, you're evil, you're sinful, you're stupid, and so forth, so on. You deserve to be punished and work in the fields. They turn what they call it chattel slavery. The reason they called that because you was an animal during that time. Chattel was an animal. And it's been even in the Constitution, you're not even real. You're 3/5 of a man. Okay, how many? What? Ask a gorilla. A gorilla, they say gorilla's 2/5 of a man. Because they got a lot. a lot like us. So they say 3/5 of man, you're not a man. You see anybody talking about getting out of the Constitution? You see the Obama get out of there? The so-called Black Caucus is in there. They still say the American Constitution say you're still not human. It's in the Constitution. Nobody's getting out of there. It's still in the Constitution, fool. I'm not talking to my people. I'm talking to you out there that's voting this crap, and you're going to pay for it because you're blocking the information. Because this information that I'm giving you, if you can't say it's wrong and it's liberating, and because this information right here, like that's what Master Muhammad said, he put you in heaven overnight. How can he put you in heaven overnight? Overnight. Once you take control of your energy, because you're too afraid to do it. Oh man, if I stop taking the if I stop taking welfare, if I stop taking, I'm gonna be homeless, man. I ain't got nothing to eat, man. And I can't feed my children. Well, you ain't feeding now because Master's feeding them. You ain't feeding your wife because she feeding them. She feeding you too. So you ain't doing a goddamn thing right now. See? Because you're afraid. Now look at this one. Oh, okay. See here? This original man, he got control of his energy. She got control of hers. Because you got positive energy. That's how much you have. You have positive. You have energy surrounding. It's either positive or negative, depending on how you imagine it. If you're going to still take stuff you ain't got to belong, as the Quran says, spit out of what we have given you. As long as you stay within that, you have positive energy. So now you determine what form it's going to take. You determine what form it's going to take. You can get control, or you can give control to massa. They're taking control of theirs. That's what I say. I had no people can understand. I go in, I say I don't have to worry about anything. I know got my energy, positive energy. Wherever I go, it's just a matter of what form I'm gonna give it. It's just a matter of what form I'm gonna give it. So I'm working on this over here. I'm gonna reject that form. I'm gonna take another form. I'll take another job if you're putting that sense. But I went beyond that. I wouldn't do it. Take one job to another. I just got my own company. I started my own business, consulting business. And I had no problem doing it because I knew I have positive energy. I make sure my energy stay positive. Not stealing, not lying. See, those things create negative energy. It's not stealing, not lying, not taking stuff that don't belong to me, all that kind of stuff. Kept my energy positive. So as long as it's positive, I know no matter where I went, the only problem I had is what control I'm going to get that energy, what structure I'm going to give it, what quality I'm going to give it. That's the only thing. But it's going to still be positive, and I'm going to have control of it. As long as I don't give control to someone else. Now, we don't have 100% control because we're here. Master Muhammad didn't have 100% control here. They put me in jail and everything else. But I got maximum control I could have while I'm here. But while he was still in their laws, we still got their cars, all this stuff, apartment. That's why we got to get out here so we have 100% control. But some of you don't have any control. And see, it's the man's responsibility to take care, to provide for the woman. And they ain't doing that. She's providing for him. Because she's going there, he make her go put her head in the master's ass so she can get welfare and sex to take his sorry ass. See? Elijah Muhammad, right? He was here to put the brakes on that. Right? Now, a lot of people caught up in that. Like I said, those vectors, cause be ignorant to what's going on. They don't know about energy management. They don't know about any of that stuff. And they got people blocking it, and they're gonna be dealt with. And if you heard this and you understand, and you ain't doing it. First of all, you got to be. How you gonna go out there and tell people? They and you ain't doing it. That sounds called a hypocrite. And then here you going to talk about, well, in the AAA it's all about energy management. That's what AAA. That's all about management. And what's the format for in management? It's 5 pillars. It's all about energy management. So now you're gonna tell me, oh, I'm gonna handle it then, but you can't handle it now? You're in Section 8 and welfare right now, but you're gonna handle it then? You're full of shit. You ain't gonna handle a goddamn thing. Because if you can handle it now, you definitely gonna handle it then. You can't be anybody anywhere. First they're gonna say, well, how was you doing? Oh man, I was on. Well then, what you tell me for? You didn't understand it then. You couldn't lift 100 pounds then. When the gym was open, now the gym is closed. You tell me you're gonna lift 200 pounds, 300 pounds? You couldn't lift. Who you think you're fooling? They're gonna lead you right into destruction. That's what shows about children of Israel. When the pressure built on, they try more. We got to go back to Egypt. You can't trust those clowns. Because they had their ass head on Master's ass now. And Master comes and say, hey man, come on, y'all. We ain't going to attack y'all. Y'all just come on and be with us, man. And we're going to give you 6 days and all. That's how stuff going to happen. They're going to put every trick they can on you during tribulation. All of them they're going to be cannibals and everything else. But that's it. Pharaoh came and tried to bring you back. He said, Pharaoh, you read that part of it? Pharaoh tried to bring you back. So they sent people out there, right? Hey, look, man, you just come on back and help us. Help us win this war. Throw you into the river. Help us win this war, man. And we're going to give you 3 states, 6 states. You got to go through this tribulation stuff, man. You're fighting, everybody's attacking you. You come us, we'll protect you because they can still that. They're going to still have their army. Pharaoh still has an army of tribulation. Everybody ain't going to be just out there going crazy. And, hey, yeah, man, that might not be so bad, man. Because look, we're going through this here, man. And shit, I don't know if we get to the West Coast, man, and I don't know how, I don't know if Master I'm going to show up. He didn't take us when, I don't know if he's going to show up, man. And then China come, I don't know, and we going through all this stuff, man, and people attacking us and everything else, man. And they tell us if we come with them, man, the army will protect us, man, and we help them, and then bam, and they'll feed us, right? Because their militaries have food. Everybody else had the food. They got to save for their military. They said the military will still be intact. How are you going to have a war with 2 armies if you don't have but only one army? I mean, do you ever think these things through? So, oh yeah, man. Okay, yeah. And you're going to have some of these clowns do that. See? Because they're on Section 8 and welfare right now. They ain't doing a damn thing now. And that sound good enough. Yeah, man, let's do that, man. And say if we go master win this thing, help them win this thing, man. Because that's the demons. That's the demons' point. Remember, that's their point. Take America. But they're war with the devil too. Some of them go along with that idea. But the point is, yeah, okay. And now some of you fools will go along with it to your destruction. See? Because they're too weak to handle it now. How you think they're going to handle it when the shit hit the fan? As soon as I give an offer, oh, okay. I mean, they believe Master now, don't they? Then you got the freaks. I wasn't even going to show this, but I'm going to show it anyway. Oh, I love Master. I really love Master, and Master love me too. See how much Master love me? Okay, okay, I'm gonna keep this short. I'm gonna close out, bro. Since I'm gonna pick up this tomorrow. That's spent so much time putting this together today, much more than I expected. So let's go over here and look at this again. Yeah, let's go over here. Hold on, brothers and sisters, for a minute. Back 1 second. Okay, brothers and sisters, just go over this again quickly. See, they're conspiring. It's all about fear. It's energy management. Okay? It's complicated because they've been They're controlling us. Remember, we have energy, just had enough to maintain ourselves. That's all. Keep our structure. So we lost control of everything else. But still, we were energetic. We had energy. You understand? Maintain ourselves. So that's still energy, right? So we had enough to maintain ourselves, but not to control our circumstances. So they control our circumstances, right? We had enough energy to maintain ourselves, right? To walk, talk, and all that kind of stuff, right? Just maintain ourselves, not control our family, anything else. Just control ourselves, right? So what they did is they took control of that, right? Let me put it another way. We have control of structure. So we can heartbeat, so we can live, so we're alive. That's it. Just enough to maintain our structure, right? But how we operate it, how we conduct ourselves, we have the energy for that, and they control that energy. See, so they still control our energy on that level, and that was the Holocaust. Made us work and everything else, beat us, rape us, and everything else. You understand that level of energy? So only thing we had just enough energy to maintain our lives, right? But our actions, our movements, they had control over that. We just had enough to control our structure, that's it. And so they've been controlling our energy ever since we've been here. Because we are energy. They're just controlling us. They didn't have enough to destroy our structure. We had enough energy to maintain it, otherwise we'd have been totally gone. They did to a lot of people. Demons, it had an effect, but not enough to totally completely destroy it. Right? Change our name, everything else, but we had enough just to maintain our life form. That's it. That's what Dr. Shabazz was aiming at. Maintain our life form, and then that pressure put us under would take that life form and transform it from coal into diamond. Still the same substance, it's just harder. See, because pressure either makes you harder or crushes you. You understand? So they had control of energy. So that made us richer because they, right? And so as we start, universe start contracting, we start energized. They maintain that control. They attempt to maintain that control because, in other words, the energy, now we got energy to do other things. Family, control the family, control your children. You see, you understand what's going on here, brothers and sisters? Okay. And so, but they had to keep control of this to do that. So when Elijah Muhammad came along and says, oh, they start losing control. See? Because when Master Muhammad showed up, that's the beginning of it. Okay. Back in the 30s, right? Okay, he started getting Eurocentric. Right? Then Black and Proud, next 50 years later. Okay, he went civil rights, he went this. You start getting control of your energy, means they lose control of it because you start control. You start trying to exert control over yourself, little by little. See? And they constantly doing everything they can to keep that from happening. See? Because that puts fear in them, because now they lose control. Because remember, that's like you their wealth. It gets into being it is. I talked about being it is, right? Be is the how you spatial side is the creative side, and technical is the technical side, and that's why America's so innovative, because they got us here. You understand what we are to them? Because you say, well, white folks are so innovative, well then Germany should be the most innovative because all white folks still almost 90%. France, same thing else. No, America's most innovative because Because without the creative side, the technical side can't do anything. You need a blueprint. You need an idea. And we can come with ideas. They don't want you to know that. See? So that quality, that's not that quality they control. That quality of us they control, the creative side. That's why music is an idea, because look what kind of music they had. All the music, all the creativity of people's, that's come from us. And music is a very powerful form of mathematics. You don't understand. That's why they say they found that because we black folks are so mathematical, they bested AI. That's no straw together. You know what I'm saying? So with their wealth, that's why Pharaoh, he says, they tell you, all these little tidbits, they tell you, says, okay, Pharaoh says, it's supposed to take straw to make brick, right? That's what they say. I don't know. I never made brick. But that's what it said in the scripture. He said, I want you to make brick without straw. What he's telling you is, you got to be a creative, and they wasn't able to do it. They were telling you, they rely on your creativity. They relied on your creativity because they didn't have it. And they don't want you to know they don't have it. You know, like I was going. I don't want to get distracted here, brothers and sisters, right? But when they made these tests and stuff, where a lot of black folks fail because, say for instance, you're left-handed, but you're forced to deal with right-handed people. You're forced everything. That means you're gonna be at a disadvantage. You're forced to work on tools and everything that's based on right-handed. You have to be right-handed to do it, right? So the same thing doing these tests. They make these tests, everything oriented towards a technical mind, analytical mind, and so you go and you don't do it well because, and you don't realize they're doing that to you. They're doing that at children's school and everything else. And say, well, they're smarter. No, they're more technical. That's no story. They move on. So what's happening here is that they manage your energy, and they don't want that to be interrupted. And Elijah Muhammad was a threat to that. Elijah Muhammad was a threat. You know, he got Elijah Muhammad up and he left. It was a threat to that. Threat. Because you're their wealth. You're their gold and silver. I try to explain it to you. See? And so once you start getting control of your energy, they got a problem because they start losing control. So they want to gain control because they're losing control, be in fear. And that fear will only be assuaged once they get back control of you again. So they don't. All the things they're doing right now is to get control, maintain control, and even regain control over you again. That's what it's all about. Make America great again. Put false Israel up there, because false Israel is the main stumbling block that you have. Because once you understand that you choose to eat, then you have a vision, and then that's the major motivation for you to start gaining control of yourself, your nation, everything else. And they don't want that. That's why they do. Why are they so pushing false Israel so much? Because they got to. I'm not going that kind of detail here today, brothers and sisters. The point I'm trying to make to you is it's all about energy management. So it's all about. And fear is when you lose control. Energy management gives you control, and when you start losing control, that fear kicks in. And it gets stronger and stronger and stronger. So your motivation under fear is to eliminate the fear, eliminate the cause of the fear. The cause of the fear is you waking up. If they can't start waking up, then they have to get rid of you. Because if you lose control of you, what happens? That means you control of them. It's got to be one way or the other. The more control they lose of you, the more control you have of them. I keep telling you, it's not in a vacuum. The more control they have of you, the less you have over them. The more you have control you have of yourself, the more you have over them. Once we get full control, we have full control of all the nations. They tell you that as we get rising, how we get control of the nations, because it's there. Who has it? Who has the control? Right now, the devils have it. Once you got your mind back, now you start having it. And that means that fear rises because now they trying to maintain control, and then you come to a head, and right now you come to a point where the conflict is so great it becomes fatal. War, death, destruction. Because the pain comes great enough, you're going to start fighting. Pain comes great enough. And so that pain is increasing, the fear is increasing. That's fear. Fear is mental pain. It comes greater and greater and greater. And they say they won't tell you, they don't let you know because they want to surprise you, keep you in blind, because remember, that's part of their control over you, is not letting you know what's going on. So you start finding what's going on, again, that puts more fear in them. I'm trying to make it as simple as possible, brothers and sisters, for you to understand. Okay. And that's what's motivating all that's going on right now. It comes down to that. And so far as Israel is the anchor to all this, right? It's the cornerstone. It's the seal to keep your mind in a position where they keep controlling you. When you can have control of yourself. I'm sure they don't want you that. And Farrakhan, he's a demon. He thinks the same way them. He's helping them. He said, "You ain't going nowhere." Why? As they told him, man, they can't go, man. We lose our wealth. They're our wealth. Why he want you to stay here? Why Farrakhan so interested in staying here? What's the problem? Farrakhan saying, "Yeah, we're gonna leave." What's the problem in saying that? Why he don't want you? Why he's emphasizing we ain't going nowhere? Why? Because he wants to stay. Because master, he's under master's control. Because he's a demon himself. He thinks the same way. They told him, keep us here. That's what Aaron did. Aaron wanted to keep the people back to Egypt. You understand, brothers and sisters? I hope you understand. It's all about energy management. How you manage your energy? You're afraid? You're fearful? Maybe you're a demon. But if you can't get control of your energy right now, you definitely not gonna do it during tribulation, and nobody's gonna listen to you. For them to tell me, man, what you know, man, I was on welfare, I was on Section what? And did you know about this? Yeah, man, I know about it, man. I was man, you better get the F out of my face, man, because you knew, and you supposed to have been telling everybody else, man. You supposed to be out there telling and be an example for everybody else. And now you gonna tell me I'm supposed to listen to you now, and you couldn't handle it back there? You couldn't handle that squirrel, but you could tell me you're gonna handle that bulldog, that pit bull, and I'm supposed to be that? No, you're gonna sell them out the first chance you get. As soon as the mask come along and present something. You understand, brothers and sisters? And so like this here, it took a lot of energy to figure this out. This is the lightning bolt come hitting my ass. Okay? And so therefore, if you're going to be grateful for something, that something might be grateful for or show respect for, somebody did that for your benefit, because it says Solomon wasn't doing that for his benefit, he was doing it for your benefit. He's making all these sacrifices and everything, and then you don't respect it? You show disrespect? What does that mean about you? That means you're a demon or a fool or ignorant, or maybe all three. Stupid. And you won't be forgiven that one. Because you couldn't do it, you couldn't lift it. And he had to give 100% to lift it. He couldn't go out and say, I'm going to the gym once a week. He had to be there 24/7. And this, when you break that down, it tells you exactly what's going on. Right? So I'm not going to it right now. I explained it earlier yesterday. Right? That ain't throwing you in the river. That's why all this they plan. See, they stay gaming this stuff out. See? And so they got it all planned. You understand Genesis, you understand Adam and Eve, it's all planned. They made China strong. Oh, China, they made China strong. It's like right now, you say, And the person said the other day, he actually said, he says, well, hell, man, they could stop China anytime they want to. Just stop buying China products. China would have came to a screeching halt because America's their primary. How they getting wealthy? Because most 90% of products come to America. America stopped. Same thing in false Israel. Stop giving the oil and they dead. So why is the Arabs giving them oil? And they complain about how they do all this trouble when they stop getting oil and that'd be the end of them. They ain't got to go to war with them. Just stop giving them oil. The whole economy collapsed. That's why they were in Syria, because they was actually taking Syrian oil by force and giving it to false Israel. Now the Arabs got together and said, boom, that's the end of it. No more oil for Israel. That's the end of it. But no, because they're on board with all this garbage. Same thing with China. All you had to do is, China's 90% trading partner. All you got to say, okay, we can't buy anything from China anymore. That's the economy collapsed. All this, they wouldn't be as powerful as they are. It was a basket case in the 50s. Same time they came on scene. Wow, is that a coincidence? They started building China up the same time they set false Israel. This is a plan. They gained all this out. They got put false Israel to keep you blind. China's to get rid of you because at the end, see, they didn't want the world to see what's really going on, right? So when they had this war with China, 200 million man army, and they got to draft your ass and put you in there. See, then they can say, hey man, what happened to all the niggas? Oh man, they fought for their country. Man, they was warriors. They fought for their country. See, and put a bigger thing and everything else. And so everybody said, oh, America was good to them, man. They fought for their country. They loved America so much, they fought for their country. They all gone now. And a few left, they give them some steroids or something, whatever, so they can't produce anything. You think they ain't doing this? It says they're doing it in the background. All these conspiracies. They already told you they had this plan that Wesley Clark made to take out the Middle East Arabs and wait a minute. They had this plan to take out the Arabs, right? They call them desert niggas, right? Who do you think they like most? Who do you think they like the most? You and them. Because see, when you love somebody, you don't change it. When you hate somebody, change 100%. They change it 100%. They're trying to get the Arabs to change. So they hate us more. So if they go out there and just kill them and destroy them and everything they're doing, you see what false is doing, what do you think they're doing to you? What do you think they're planning for you? They're just planning to destroy them. Oh, but they're not planning to do anything for you. Master Muhammad's going to intervene. That's going to save your life. Some of you. Before they can implement their plan. Because their plan is in motion now. It's just haven't come to execution stage where they actually right, push the button. But everything's falling into place. Right? Making China mad. They're going to have a war with China. Get rid of your ass. Draft all of you. You can't see it. That's where it's coming. That's the game all is out. It's not going to happen that way, but that's what they're getting out. And they'll be able to a few more days. They're not going to be able to talk this way out of this. They're not having the agreement. I'm going to leave it there, brothers and sisters. It's all about energy management. That's what it's all about. Energy management. And it's that Suleiman's job to gain control of the energy of the whole planet. Energy management. Leave it there, brothers and sisters. Let's see where we are here. Okay, yeah, leave it there. Assalamu alaikum.